and then I'll try to make like an update thing. Hopefully I don't fuck this project up, but I guess we'll see.
So immediately, one of the weird things when trying to find the right nut to upgrade for this guitar, by the way, this is the nut that came with it. I guess the previous owner like lost one of the things. You can't even lock this down because it's too big for this nut. But anyways, when I was trying to find the right nut for this, I'll show you right now when I take it off. But normally when you look underneath the nut, you can see what type of nut it is, like R1, R2, R3, blah, 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 or you can take the measurements. But I couldn't find whatever nut would be a direct replacement for like one of these. I hope I got the right one, but apparently if you get the R3 nut for either the 1000 or the special, it's different measurements from the original German R3 nut. So I'm hoping that this will be a direct swap for this, but I guess we'll see. I'm about to remove the string so I can change out the nut, but I don't know if anyone else does this, but I really don't like that they did this. I don't know. I just wanted to show you that. Okay, so I got the nut out. And this is what I was talking about before. I've never seen, from what I could find on the internet, this $300 BH43 nut. Apparently you can find them on some like Jacksons that have like the licensed bridges too, but it seems like they have their own like special like measurements compared to like the other ones from Floyd Rose. But I don't know, I guess hopefully this will be a direct swap, but I don't know, we'll see. So actually, it looks like they are not similar size. I don't know if I can show you well with one hand, but this one here is the Floyd Rose one, the 1000, and this is the licensed one. And yeah, this one is significantly taller, which is the same thing I heard about like the German Floyd Rose R3. Like it's taller, so I don't know, I guess I might have to like sand that down. Fuck, I don't know. I don't know if I can do that honestly, but I guess we'll see. I saw some people say they like sand the actual nut down. I don't know, that'll probably take forever, but whatever. I guess worst case scenario, if I have to, I'll just see if maybe the top things will fit the original one. That way I don't have to worry about like filing the exact height for the nut so that I get like, you know, like good intonation and the height and all that. But I don't know. So unfortunately the sizing for the nut was like way off. And yeah, it was sitting way too high, and then the slots for the screws and the screws themselves were like much longer. I'm not really a woodworker like that, so I'm just gonna leave the original like bottom part of the nut, and then I'm just gonna have these like locking screws here, so at least I can like lock it again, because I couldn't really do it with that old one like this one. And yeah, at least it works. But I don't know, maybe in the future, like if I ever learn more stuff, like I can put on this one, but for now I'm just gonna leave it like this. I got the replacement Floyd Rose right here. This is the 1000, which is supposed to be like the, what's the word I'm looking for? It's like the same like hardened steel like the German ones, just these are made in Korea. I'm just gonna do this part first though, the pickups, just cause, I don't know, I think it makes more sense. And yikes, look at how they left this over here. Anyways, yeah, I'm gonna do this first just cause I think it makes more sense, but honestly this is probably the part that's gonna fuck me up the most, cause I've tried doing electronics before and it's like, I literally like, I just can't solder, like, I don't know. I always freaking fail and then I have to take it into someone, so I'm hoping that with the quick connect thingy, maybe I can do it for the EMGs, but I don't know, we'll see. I feel like I'm still gonna fuck it up somehow. I'm in the back now and I'm about to take all this off, and honestly guys, I'm very like nervous about this just because I don't know, it looks simple, but it's very daunting to me. Like, I've looked at schematics and all that before, and I've tried doing wiring, but it's the soldering part. I don't know what it is. It's so fucking hard, but I don't know. I kind of feel like, where do I start? But I've seen some videos how to do it with the quick connect thing, but I guess I'm kind of gonna review it again, and then we'll see how it goes. Alright, so I got the pickup rings on. It honestly took me way longer than I'd like to admit. But anyways, this is gonna be EMG 60. And then this one's gonna be EMG 60A. I heard this is supposed to be pretty sweet on the bridge, so I don't know. I guess we'll see. Alright, so I'm here so far. I've already done a couple things. Like, this is the volume, this is the tone, and it's all going to the pickups and stuff. Unfortunately, I did not save myself from avoiding soldering. Apparently, if you're gonna use the regular, like the pickup switch that came with it, you still have to bring those wires over here. And I don't know if they're gonna be long enough, so I may have to solder like some longer ones to reach to these things. But I guess we'll see. Okay, so here's like my spoiler alert. Things ended up getting way more difficult for me than I expected, and I just got so distracted with trying to fix everything that I didn't even end up filming it, and I just totally forgot. But I did end up eventually getting it mostly there how I wanted it, but I just didn't film it. But you're about to see, basically. But yeah, sorry I didn't get to that. Okay, so I definitely ran into some problems. It did take me a while to do the pickups like I predicted. What I didn't predict, however, was the fucking Floyd. So I did do it all. This is the finished result so far. And I'm gonna talk about that in a second. But yeah, here's the pickups. Here's the Floyd 1000. I kind of still got it open up right now just because I'm still like messing with it. So basically, honestly, it was kind of one problem after another. So I did still have to solder one more thing, which is the thing that took me forever on the pickups. It was the control switch thing. Apparently if you want this to be solderless, you have to get like another switch thingy, which I did not do. The one that I got just came with like 2 volume pots, 2 tone pots, and then the wiring necessary to hook up 2 pickups and the jack. It did not come with this though. And so I had to like actually undo some things and then solder it and then crimp it on with a screwdriver to like, I don't know, something. Basically, there was some soldering involved, and that's the thing that took me forever. Now, what I thought was gonna be the easy part, just swapping out the Floyd on my Blue Mockingbird, when I upgraded the Floyd for an original, I literally used the same posts that came from the original bridge, and I just placed it on. I think I kept the same nuts, but maybe changed just the tops things here. Well, basically, I did that on this guitar, and I was having tuning stability issues. If I went down on the bar, it stayed flat. If I went sharp on the bar, it stayed sharp. Normally, that's like an issue with like knife edges and things like that, which is weird because this is a new unit and it's hardened steel, just like the original Floyd's. So I didn't really understand what's going on, like why is it giving me the issues? And just to clarify, on this one I actually did change out the posts. However, I didn't realize that they would be a different size diameter. And by the way, just taking out the posts was like a major pain in the ass. And yeah, they were a different size diameter, so then I had to like, I don't even have a fucking hammer, but putting that shit in there without a hammer was fucking hard. I got it in flat though, like, it works fine. I think what the issue is when I showed you earlier, when I took out the nut, how it looked fucked up underneath the thing. because I noticed when I move the bar down or up, like, this shit moves. And I think that's what's causing, like, the tuning instability. Like, I got it down tight, and then I got these down. You're supposedly not supposed to do it tight. So I did that. It still wasn't, like, being perfectly in tune. And then I tried doing it tighter. And so then I thought maybe it's because the guitar doesn't have a string retainer, and that's why this looks like a piece of shit, because I did that. I kind of just, as best as I could, fit one on. I mean, I guess, you know, with this weird-ass headstock, I couldn't really, like, perfectly make them fit in straight. I mean, maybe I could have if I was, like, good with shit like this, but I kind of just did whatever. I don't like how it looks, but it did help with, at least when I lock this on, it doesn't go like a full note flat like it did before, because this shit used to go like really fucking, like, it had absolutely no break angle at all. So that helps a lot, at least with that. I mean, at least I'm not like looking at it while I'm playing the whole time, but I guess I can live with it. Before I came to the conclusion that this is the issue, I tried seeing, like, maybe there was some kind of friction happening here or in the back. Like, I was, like, listening, trying to see what, like, friction points I could find. I even tried sanding out a bit of, like, this part here. That didn't really help. It wasn't, literally, it's just this. Like, I'm almost positive it's this. I'll see if I can show you. Man, honestly, I don't know if you can see here, but, like, when I look, like, it's subtle, but I can definitely tell it's moving, and I'm pretty sure that's not normal. I really didn't want to have to take it in, but I'll probably have to take it to, like, an actual luthier and see if they can hopefully fix that. And I did notice, like, as I was testing out the guitar more after all this stuff, there might be, like, some fret leveling issues. Particularly I noticed on the 8th fret on the high E string. Yeah, like, it just sounds like a little buzzy sound. The 14th on the D string. Like, if you compare the notes right next to it, they sound much clearer. That one. There we go, that one sounds buzzy. That one's okay. Yeah, this fret and that one, they're very buzzy. I don't know if I can fix that either, to be honest. But for sure, I think eventually I'm gonna have to get this fixed, just because that fucking sucks. I did kind of figure out how to get somewhat stability. Basically, like, you gotta tune it, recalibrate, retune it, like that whole Floyd bullshit. And then once you've tightened this, do that on the whammy, and then retune here, do the whammy thing again, do, like, just dick around like that, like, at least 2-3 more times. And then I noticed when I go down, it goes back up to pitch perfectly. And then if I go up, it'll be slightly off. So I guess I can sort of live with that till I get this fixed. But for now, I would say this is as much of a success as I can get on my own. Much further than I thought I could. I didn't think I would be able to do this. And this turned out to be the easiest part, because I spent a lot of time dicking around with this and this, trying to do that. I really wish that I could have done this and keep the truss rod cover on, because I don't like having that exposed, but unfortunately, since this isn't supposed to have the retainer thingamabob, I kind of had to, like, just makeshift it on. I don't know. I mean, at least I don't have to see this fucking name anymore. But overall, like, it sounds... Oh, and then I almost forgot. So, I think I mentioned it before. This was an EMG 60. This is an EMG 60A, like the Alnico version. It sounded pretty sweet. Like, I kind of liked the chuggy low end on this. And then obviously I had this pickup before on my black guitar before I put the Sustainiac on it. But I noticed that, like, I don't know what it is, but this, like, I'm not really, like, a tone wood person, but I feel like even with these pickups compared to the old ones, they still sound, like, darker than I expected. And well, anyway, I really liked how this pickup sounded, but I realized since eventually I want to make this like a drop B guitar, that low end, I kind of anticipate that it was going to sound muddy when I get it to that tuning. Whereas on my black guitar, it has an EMG 81 that's super bright. When I was messing around with this and then I went back to that guitar, I was like, I kind of don't like how bright this sounds anymore. So I ended up switching out the EMG 60 on this, putting it on the black guitar, the Pro X Mockingbird, and then I put the EMG 81 on that in here, which it did brighten it up. And I'm hoping that whenever I get this into drop B, it'll sound good with that, like, because it'll sound clear, hopefully, like in a lower tuning. It won't be muddy with a brighter pickup like that. But we'll see. If it doesn't work out, I'll just switch it back. But so far, it sounds pretty sweet. I guess I should stop yapping and let you hear what it sounds like. Okay, so here I was being a dumbass again, because, like, I don't know where the hell my video went for what I recorded after that of me playing it, but, like, this is, like, months later, and since then, I ended up actually putting the EMG 81 for my black guitar onto this guitar. So now that's what you're gonna hear. Oh, but the EMG 60 is still on the neck, so this is just a typical 8160 now.